one of the older lads told me, "You're a nice guy, but you'll never make a joiner," and I believe that. Hi, my name's Fletcher. I'm a supervisor for the assembly shop at Gowercroft Joinery. Basically, when I left school, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, so my dad encouraged me to try a local joinery's workshop up the road. In my apprenticeship, I felt like I did reasonably well. I obviously passed. The work culture at the place I was working at was quite toxic. As a 16-year-old apprentice, you'd call it bullying now. One instance, I was installing some windows on site with one of the site joiners. He used to give me quite a hard time. I was climbing a ladder, which was fully extended. It was a 2-story building, and they stood the ladder up straight, and I was at the top. And I got to the point where I was actually leaning back, and behind me was like a half-finished extension. So when I fell back, I probably would have broke my back. And they even admitted to me when I got down that they were struggling to hold the ladder up and get it back down safely. It affected me to the point where I quit my job. My confidence was probably fairly low, but one thing that did help me was I ended up starting Thai boxing training. Even though I was the quietest, ironically, I ended up staying on with it and doing the best. I think not so much just learning the physical fighting tools, but more with the mentality and the discipline. Really encouraged me to be a more confident person. Just for example, just talking to someone else or talking to an authoritative figure, I just felt I could walk a bit more prouder. When I lived in Australia, I got a job as a rope access technician. Eventually worked my way up to a level 3 or a level 3 supervisor. It is a bit cliche to say when people go travelling, I went away and I found myself. But I actually did. Even though I went away when I was 28, and what you might call an adult, I still felt like through the experiences that I had, I really matured and I really gained sort of life experiences that I probably would never have got just sort of staying in my hometown. If you're scared, just do it scared anyway, because it might work out right. So I moved back to the UK with my newly fiance, who I met in Australia. It's just too far away from my family, and as my parents aren't getting any younger, so I want to be there to support them when they get older and start a family, which I now have done. One of my friends who I used to work with is now a director at a business called European Dorsets. He offered me a joinery position there. Initially, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to get back into joinery, even though my friend was basically offered me a job there and then. But he said take a chance, which I did do. And after a few weeks, I realised that it wasn't the job that I didn't like in terms of joinery. It was just the bad experiences with the poor behaviour, the cultural behaviour of the places that I've worked previously. And I also realised that I was actually pretty good at my job. So Gowercroft, it clearly had a more positive work culture than anywhere that I've worked before. I actually started to bench joiner in August 2020, and by October I'd been offered a supervisor role. But I soon sort of realised that I'm actually quite good at managing people, and I've got quite good emotional intelligence. So part of my role is to oversee the development of apprentices. It's not just about ensuring that they learn the skills of joinery. It's also about ensuring that they become like a good human being. They're straight out of school. They've still got that school mentality, and this is the real world, and you've got to ensure that you're doing your best to ensure that they get the best out of the apprenticeship, working on their emotional state of mind. Going back from my previous experiences of being bullied, I need to ensure that they never feel that way, and if they are nervous or anxious, they need to understand that they can come to me and they can express their feelings, and we can manage that in a way where it works for not just for Gowercroft and the joinery side, but for them as a person. Back in the day, I just felt like it was part of the job. You're the lowest of the low, so you just take what everyone gives you who's above you. But now I know that's not true, and now I'm a supervisor. I really ensure that not only my teammates, but especially the younger generation don't feel that way. if you are beat down and someone tells you, for example, one of the older lads told me, you're a nice guy but you'll never make a joiner, and like I believe that, but obviously the proof is in the pudding. I'm clearly a good joiner, and I'm clearly going through the ranks to a high position. I think as I move up through the ranks, it's important to make sure that the right people are following me up. You know, my long-term career goals are to be a director of the business, which I would absolutely love. Wink, wink. One friend here, he used to say to me, shy boys don't get no cake, and I really feel like with the experience I've had on the shop floor, and I've seen the challenges that production creates, and I feel like I would know, I've got a good understanding of the solutions that are needed to maybe not just rectify challenges, but actually stop them happening, implement new changes to ensure production runs smoothly, and I'd look great in a blue shirt.